It's been a couple of years since Lincoln has shown some attention to its top-selling Aviator 3-row luxury crossover, so it was really about due for a bit of an update. And that's exactly what Lincoln has done for the 2025 model year. This is the new 2025 Lincoln Aviator, and it's got some new styling, it's got some new technology, and it's got some new interiors as well. So come with me and let me take you through the new 2025 Lincoln Aviator. Now, when you're looking at the 25 Aviator, you might be saying to yourself, Aaron, that really doesn't look all that different from the previous model, and no, it doesn't. But then again, they really didn't need to change a whole lot. The Aviator was one of the best looking crossovers on the market, and the 25 is pretty much going to continue that. The biggest styling changes are up front, where you've got new headlights, all of them are LED across the board, and you've got a larger new grille with a lit Lincoln star. Now, you've also got a couple of different styling options depending on the trim package that you choose, and a couple of the options packages as well. This one is a reserve with the Jet package. The Jet package is going to be available on all three of the Aviator trim levels. And it's basically a murdered out blackout package kind of thing. This one obviously has a blacked out grille, blacked out trim in the lower fascia, and the daylight openings on the windows, things like that. So in white, it really does pop, but when you get this thing in black, this thing's gonna be murdered out and look pretty sick. Mechanically, nothing's really changed for the 2025 Aviator. It still uses one powertrain and one powertrain only. That is a twin turbocharged 3-liter V6, making 400 horsepower and 415 pounds-feet of torque. Now, that's a lot of output for a standard engine. Frankly, it's more than a number of the Aviator's competitors come to the party with. It's mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and it drives the rear wheels, except in the Black Label trim, in which all-wheel drive is standard. All-wheel drive can be had as an option on the other two trims, the Reserve and the Premier. The interior changes are really more evolutionary than revolutionary, but then let's be honest, this really didn't need a whole lot. The Lincoln Aviator really has one of the nicest interiors of the luxury 3-row crossover class, and it's just maintaining that level of luxury for the 2025 model year. That said, there are some changes to note. First of all, the big one is the new Lincoln Digital Experience. It's replacing Sync in terms of its multimedia system. It's an Android-based system, but if you have an iPhone, you can still use your Apple CarPlay in it, unlike Crosstown at General Motors. It uses an entirely new architecture to serve up all kinds of connectivity features that basically make the Aviator act like your smartphone. So you can download a bunch of stuff from the Google Play Store. You have a lot of voice connectivity with Google Voice Assistant, or if you prefer, you can even use Amazon Alexa if that integrates better with what you have in terms of home automation. A lot of the features have been moved up into this larger 13.2-inch touchscreen, like the climate controls, and we're never a huge fan of moving all the climate controls into the touchscreen, but they're up high, and they actually seem to be pretty easy to use, so I'll give them a pass until I can get it out on the road and actually test it. You also have a new digital instrument cluster. It's 12.4 inches and is reconfigurable just like the previous one was. But overall, the interior has just been made a little bit more comfortable and easier to use. Things like repositioning the wireless phone charger and changing the start-stop button to be right next to the piano key transmission shifter. You've also got a bunch of new interior colors. This one is a reserve model in what they call hot chocolate, which is a really nice chocolate brown. But you've also got things like the Black Label, like this one that has the invitation package. It's got black leather with brandy stitching and open pore wood, and it just looks dynamite. The other big piece of tech news for the 25 Aviator is that BlueCruise, which is Lincoln's semi-autonomous, hands-free highway driving system, is now going to be available on the Aviator as well. Now, it's the first time it's appeared on the Aviator, and then BlueCruise is their semi-autonomous cruise control, where on certain very well-mapped highways, you could take your hands off the wheel and feet off the pedals, and it'll actually drive you along maintaining the lane. You can even change lanes now by tapping the turn signal, and if it determines that the way is clear, we'll actually change lanes for you. You got to change back into your lane, of course. However, this is the first time we've actually seen this on the Aviator, and it now means that BlueCruise is available on every Lincoln in the showroom. Ordering for the new 25 Lincoln Aviator starts right now, but deliveries are going to be happening later this summer. So if you want one, better get down to your Lincoln dealer quickly and get your name on the list and give them a deposit. Pricing for the new 25 Aviator is going to go up a little bit, actually more than a little bit. It's going up by about $5,000 to start at just under $60,000, including destination. Now, Keep in mind, however, Lincoln has actually included a lot of new standard equipment with the Aviator for the 25 model year. Things like the panoramic moonroof, BlueCruise plus 4 years of service is now standard as well. Active suspension is now standard. Heated and cooled front seats are now standard. So you have a lot of equipment to actually make up that $5,000 increase. Stuff that people were pretty much ordering anyway is now going to be standard on the base Aviator. Orders have started immediately and deliveries are going to happen later this summer. So if you want a new 25 Aviator, better go down to your Lincoln dealer immediately and get on some lists. And if you'd like to know more about the new 25 Lincoln Aviator or any of the Lincoln lineup, you can look everything up on Cars.com. Want to be informed whenever Cars.com comes out with a new video like this one about the 25 Lincoln Aviator? Well, make sure you click that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and we'll make sure to tell you every time we upload a new video.